Hi, I'm John, and welcome to another Product Spotlight. In this program, we're going to be taking a look at the 16,000 gallon GATC tank cars. These come from Roka models and go for an MSRP of $69.95. And because we have 4 of these here on the picture, we're going to look at one of them in really thorough detail, and then we'll kind of skim over the others. Something else I should mention is that these models have rotating bearing end caps, and they are packed with little baggies of extra end caps in case the ones that come with the models fall off somewhere on your layout. The paint on the model covers nice and evenly, and it does not obscure any of the details, like these straps that go around that hold the tank to the car body. And then I'm looking at this model and I'm kind of awestruck because I don't know where to start talking about all this separately applied detail. Every single piece on this model appears to be a separately applied part. So if you scoffed at the price of $69.95 on the opening, just know that they've earned it, because this is all separately applied stuff. And you can see down in here all of this stuff separately applied, very fine wire detail. I mean, it's hard even to handle these because you don't know where to pick them up, because everything on it can fall off if you're not careful. So these are the kind of models you'd want to set down on your layout and then leave them there. The brake end has a separately applied brake wheel and chain detail. This is photo etched metal on this walkway on the back. These little grabs are also separately applied detail parts. The uncoupling lever, very fine wire detail. This is a Katie coupler, Katie number 5. This grab that goes across, also separately applied fine wire detail. These grabs, fine separately applied wire grabs. Just be careful with this model because it's a lot of separately applied stuff. I'm also digging this placard holder. That appears to also be separately applied. I want to show the car from this angle as well, because you can see that it has a separately applied air hose detail here. So if you're already impressed, well, you should be. But guess what? On the other side of the car, here's all the fire suppression stuff. More detail. And there's a hose roll here. Looks like some kind of a pump over here. Yeah, there's a lot to look at. All separately applied stuff. And then if you look, you can see that there's some brake detail sort of showing from the bottom here. We'll look at the bottom in a minute, but boy, that's a lot of detail to take in. Here's a look at the A end, and I want to take this opportunity to point out how good this turnbuckle detail is here on the side. It's not just one strap, but 2, and boy, does that look good. Anyway, the A end has similar detail to what we saw on the B end, including all those separately applied grabs and uncoupling lever detail. It's just pretty astounding. Now, taking a look at the top of the model, the hatch detail is just off the charts. That also looks like a separately applied piece. And to be honest, I'm not sure what these are. These look like some kind of filling hose bibs or something like that. That looks really good though. And again, from this angle, you can see this is photo etched metal on the walkways, right, on both sides. And then on each side of this dome, you see separately applied grabs there as well. Now, if you thought you were done looking at all the separately applied details, I've got news for you. Look at what's on the bottom of this car. You have all kinds of piping, brake detail. I mean, probably everything that's on the real car is here. That's how much there is. And while we're looking at the bottom, I would also point out that these are metal wheels that it comes with. And you can see also from this angle that the couplers are in fact body-mounted couplers. Okay, so we've switched over to the red one. And we're going to kind of skim over this because the detail and all that's very similar to the white one we were just looking at. But, you know, once again, all separately applied, full brake and underbody detail, metal wheels, body-mounted couplers. Nice. The top of this car also has the photo etched platforms, separately applied grabs, and really nicely done hatch detail. You can also see from this angle that it has the dual straps on either side. So it's a little harder to see when it's dark detail on dark plastic, but the turnbuckle detail here and uncoupling lever, all of that same stuff is here on this model as well. I like how the white on this grab that goes across really pops standing off of the model this way, right? Looking from this angle, you can see that the model has all of that fire suppression equipment detail as well. Pretty amazing. The brake end on this model is nothing to sneeze at either, with all the same kind of details, including uncoupling lever, air hose, and separately applied everything. And here's a look at the other side before we switch to the ATSF water car. And once again, this is going to be harder to see because it's black on black all the way around. You know, actually the black on black is not that big of an issue when you adjust with the camera, because I'm able to pick out all of the interesting details, including that turnbuckle detail over here. On this model, I'm going to show you this side by showing you a close-up of all that fire suppression equipment there. That's a really nice touch, and it doesn't need to be that detailed, but there it is. We'll take this brief look at the A end, and I've tilted it up so I could show you how good this photo etched platform looks. Definitely see-through. And you know, really the same could be said for this photo etched platform on the top on either side. You can see how that's also very see-through. And you know, it's interesting. I'm calling these photo etched because they look like it, but I know from experience that Roka models came out with another prototype a while back that was an auto rack, and they had molded plastic that looked as good as photo etched metal. So when I say these are photo etched metal, what I'm saying is it sure looks like it, but knowing the technology that they employed on their other models, it's possible that this could be done with plastic. And now here's a look at the underbody detail on this model. Similarly detailed with all the separately applied everything. And finally, we're going to take a look at this last car, which is a BNSF water car. And it's nice that the white is behind the black detail. It really sort of sets off the detail. And looking at the metal wheels and the body-mounted Cadies, they've done a good job on this. And like we've done with the other models, we're going to sort of skim over this one, but I do want to show you how good the detail is. All of these have very, very good detail. Here's a quick look at the A end of the car, boasting all of that beautiful separately applied detail, including the grabs, the walkway there, and uncoupling lever, hose detail, it's all there. Same thing on the fire suppression side, hose detail, pump, battery box, nice. And here's a brief look at the brake end. The website says that these models have never been reproduced before. So unless you have a custom scratch-built one, chances are you've never seen this before. And here's the last view we'll take a look at on this car. I'm just astounded by how good the printing is on cars these days, and look how good that American flag icon looks. Very well done. And since we have the car up on the table here, I'm going to show you the rotating bearing end caps that I mentioned at the beginning of this spotlight. All of these water tank cars weigh in at 3.6 ounces. The NMRA's recommended weight for a car of this length in HO scale is about 4.3 or 4.4 ounces. This is a very interesting release from Roka, and I'm very pleased to see the level of detail that they're including on these cars. It's nice that there are so many companies coming out these days with these really super detailed models. And I'm especially impressed with the little hose and pump and battery box detail on these models. It looks really good. I'm really looking forward to what else Roka's going to come out with next. So great job, Roka. I'll see you next time.